I sort of told myself I would never make a video like this or one of those videos I stopped skateboarding, but here I am, making the video. I'm going to try to provide some value, some resource, and some context. I keep pushing through this injury, like it's been months, and I've gone on multiple skate trips to New York City. Of course, being somewhere that I haven't been in such a long time, I had to skate and push myself as much as I could because that's just what happens. Skaters naturally, when we're in a different environment and we get so excited, our adrenaline levels go up and we just forget about the pain. And the point that I'm getting at is that I've definitely been injured for a while, but in the recent couple weeks when I've tried to go skate, it's just been so bad and it just bothers me to the point where it was bothering me even walking. So I decided to stop skateboarding to just allow myself to heal. And I figured I'd share some of the things that I like to do when I'm not skateboarding and how skateboarding sometimes doesn't always involve skateboarding. You can still be a part of it even when you don't have the ability to actually skate yourself. So some of the things that I've been keeping myself busy with since I can't skate right now are DIY skate projects and house projects. But for the sake of context in this channel, I'm working on a launch ramp video right now. So I'm trying to build a free fill launch ramp. That's something that I've never seen done. I'm sure it has been done, not saying that it hasn't, but that's something that you can do is build skate spots or work on DIY things for building up skate spots or going spot hunting while you're on your downtime so that when you can skate, you can get excited to go do something. And sometimes building DIY skate spots can be just as enjoyable as the act of skateboarding itself. I also went down to Chicano Park. They had a demo where they had a bunch of kids down there. I think it was some sort of community run organization. I think it's called Keep the Youth Pushing, and they just had a barbecue, skate contest. It was cool just to be down there, and even though I can't skate, just watching skating and seeing friends, some people that I knew, meeting other people that I'd never known. But the point is, like, I didn't actually have to skate. I probably wouldn't have skated in that environment. It was just cool to be there and see some of the young gun rippers and just kind of like watch sometimes. Sometimes it's nice to step aside from skateboarding. When you skate so much, you're almost so submerged in it, you're not really viewing it or appreciating it for what it truly is sometimes. Another thing that I like to do, and I've always done, and I think a lot of people do this if you're a skateboarder, is you tend to go to the camera. I really like making videos. It's this YouTube channel, but recently I went out and filmed with this little fisheye. I made a whole video about it. I filmed Andy and my friend Braden at the San Ysidro skate park, and I had so much fun just filming. And that's a common theme that I've noticed for myself in all of my time of riding a skateboard. Whenever I can't skate or I get injured and I just have to call it quits for a little while and let myself heal, I love to take photos and film. So filming skateboarding is super fun. I think some people do have a challenge with this. Like if you're a skateboarder, maybe when you film skateboarding, you just want to do it yourself. With that, I feel like you just have to shift a little bit and try to think of like, how can you make the video or photography process fun? Like coming from a different perspective or adding your flavor or something like that, or just learning more about the details of video cameras or photography. I just feel like there's so many different ways to be around skateboarding without having to skateboard. Something that was an immediate change recently that I did is I made a big diet change. I've just been kind of eating not whatever, like I'm kind of conscious of it, but it'd be like, Chipotle, and I would justify Chipotle, which isn't something anybody should be justifying. But the overarching point is I got myself on an actual diet now, which I've probably never done in my lifetime. Like I've tried to cut things out. Now I'm actually getting a diet. And the purpose of this whole taking a break for skateboarding in all reality is because I want to be able to skateboard forever. I want to be able to skate as long as I walk. So I realized that I'm going to have to quit skateboarding at times, not fully, in order to have that long haul process. I think it was Steve Caballero, he once said in an interview where his career is like peaks and valleys. It's like a canyon, and that's the best way to do it for a longevity process, because if you're just constantly going hard as you can possibly go, you're gonna burn out, not just from a mental state but a physical state as well. The diet is basically consist of no gluten, no dairy, and everything organic. Those are basically the three parameters I put myself, and it can be really hard. Like things like dairy, for example. Like I love coffee. I went to the coffee shop this morning, and honestly, you can still get it. You just have to get oat milk. You just have to make more decisions. So basically the point that I'm getting at is having those three restrictions has sort of created and formulated a diet for me. So it's just like anything, like especially with creative stuff. Like if you create parameters and other things that you can't do, it sort of drives the force to what it is that you can do. So knowing that I have to eat organic, knowing that everything needs to be dairy free and gluten free, that sort of has allowed me to make everything at home. home, figure out recipes. And I'm not an amazing chef by any means, but I have been cooking everything at home, even snacks and stuff like that. Like today on my lunch break, I basically used the leftover dinner from last night that I cooked for me and my wife, and I made lunch with that over dinner. It was just like some tacos, and then I threw on some avocado, which I probably would have just maybe, I've made sandwiches and stuff like that in the past, but a lot of times I was just trying to find an easy fix for food. And now I'm thinking of food in a different way. I'm trying to think of it as it's like nutrition, it's going to heal my body. So just being more conscious of that. The diet change, I think, is going to play a big role. Already, I've been on it for maybe 2 weeks, and I notice I have so much more energy. And I definitely am very happy about that. So not only do I have more energy, maybe a little bit of a placebo effect, but I do feel like my body is going to be healing a lot faster. If you have any diet suggestions for skateboarders, please leave all your recommendations down below. That's been my main change, is the diet. And then beyond that, while I'm working, I am rolling my foot. If it's not on a tennis ball, it's on like one of those little yoga stretcher things. And I've just been trying to stretch my toes as much as possible. I should probably say for context that I have this really bad foot bruise. It's kind of like moved around on my foot. And it's just given me so much trouble to the point where, I've been wearing flip-flops. That's also supposed to help. Some of the other things that I've been doing to sort of treat this foot, you can use Tiger Balm or any natural ointment stuff. I've had this, I think it's called Apothecana. So it's like some extra strength, basically body spray for maximum solution for aches and pains, highly effective with double plant. It's basically a combination of arnica, peppermint, juniper, and cannabis, and it's pretty nice. Definitely a good thing to do probably like beginning or the end of the day. That's where I've been doing it, but I'm not depending on that. I'm trying to like really just work the bruise out, then taking ice baths and just stretching my toes as much as possible. Creatine magnesium, I have such a hard time saying it, but it's basically a muscle supplement. It's supposed to be for muscle strength. I've been taking that as well. So those are some of like the typical day-to-day things. I've been mixing it up and doing other things, but even walking too, since I can't skate right now, make sure I get out and go walk for the sake of my mental health as well. Because skateboarding for me isn't just because I love it, it's a hobby and something I'm passionate about. I also use it as my physical and mental exercise. So I do have to like supplement that with walking right now temporarily. And whenever I'm on those walks, I try to just extra stretch my feet, walk up and down some steps here and there, and try to do a little bit of my own physical therapy essentially. So those are some of the things that I'm doing to sort of heal myself. So eventually when I can skate again, I'll feel a lot more comfortable and I won't be stuck in my head that I'm going to get right back to this injury and back into the same place. Hopefully when I am more healed and I'm feeling better, I'll keep up the same diet plan and everything else. It's kind of kicked in, if anything, a good shift in my mental state as far as health in general. Something else that I've been doing is trying to make sure that I get out. I work from home quite a lot. I mean, that's my job. I'm a digital designer in the daytime, so I'm basically always at home right now since I'm not able to go out and skate. So today I went out to the coffee shop and just worked from the coffee shop for a couple hours and then came back home and then worked from home. And it was good just to mix it up. And I think when you're not skateboarding, especially, you definitely need to be extra aware of your mental health and do extra things. I am in therapy. I made a whole video about my mental health. I'll leave a link up here if you want to check that out. The point that I'm getting at is I do need to do other things to take care of that. Something else that I have noticed is that my downtime now, it's been almost 3 weeks. The last time I was in San Luis Obispo and I made that skate park edit over there at that skate park, that was the last time I sort of was tinkering around and skating, and that was like the realization moment. I realized like this isn't fun right now. This isn't fun anymore. I need to stop trying to push through this and just really take care of this injury. And that was sort of the tipping point. But what I'm getting at is having not skating for just 2 weeks makes me appreciate skateboarding so much more. And that's probably a common thing with anything that you love and you're obsessed with in life. You become like infatuated with it and you submerge yourself so hard that sometimes you don't even realize how good you do have it. Not being able to skateboard has made me appreciate skateboarding so much more. So I think when I am able to skate and get back on my board, I will enjoy it a lot more. We always put high expectations on ourselves. That's just what humans do. But something that I'm very grateful for now is having that perspective, knowing that when I am able to go skate, I'm hyped on just doing a slash grind. Anytime I do get on my board, I'm going to appreciate that time a lot more than I would have before. As far as future plans for this channel and my YouTube while I'm down and injured, it's going to be the same thing as normal, to be honest. Like, I probably won't be doing as many videos of myself skating and talking about transition trick tips and things like that, but I will still be building DIY skate spots, so we're going to do some of that. I've been working on a really big project with Kent and Russell about how to get skate parks made, so that's something you definitely look forward to. I think I'm probably going to start putting those out maybe next month. I'm trying to get a few episodes together so they could put one out maybe once a week once we get those series all done. So I'm excited for that. And I do have some other videos in the works. Like I recently received some hip pads, which I've never tried before. So when I am getting back on the board, which I'm hoping will be maybe a couple more weeks, I'm just hoping that it won't be too much longer. So I am going to do some different ideas during that time. Maybe meet up with some other people, do some day in lives and stuff like that. I have so many different video concepts and ideas that I don't get to that I want to do more of. And I always want to talk with aging skateboarders and get the aging skateboarders perspective. So that's definitely like a video concept that I'm constantly doing here on this channel that I will be doing more of, is just meeting up some of my older friends that skate and maybe have jobs, but they rip, and just kind of getting their perspective. So that's my current situation basically, is that I can't skateboard because I'm injured, and probably for the first time in so long I'm actually stopping, quitting skateboarding, and I'm doing different things to take care of my physical and mental health, like I said in this video, and some things to still keep myself involved with skateboarding, because skateboarding doesn't always involve skateboarding. If you're skateboarding and been skating most of your life, you can go do other things and still have this perspective. You can never ditch that perspective no matter what. Like, I mean, I just imagine people that don't skate anymore still see skate spots and are like, back in the day when I skated, like, doesn't matter. It's always going to be there. So hope you guys enjoy this quick little video. Maybe some of these tips are resourceful for you if you're in an injury or you're trying to recover from an injury. If you have tips for me in healing my foot, please leave them down below for the community. Any other tips for staying sane while you are injured from doing what you love. So I appreciate all you beautiful people. We will see you in the next one. MASH.